Hi everybody. Welcome back to Mr. Gleason's videos. Today we are going to be working with dividing polynomials. So before we get to dividing polynomials, just to recap, the other day in class we added polynomials, we've subtracted polynomials, we've multiplied polynomials. Now we're going to do our only operation that we've really got left, and that is going to be to divide polynomials. Before I get to polynomials, though, I want to start with just some numbers. So long division of some numbers. So let's say I had something like this, divided by 12. Let's make it interesting. Okay, so first thing, reviewing on how we use long division of numbers, I want to look at this 12, and I want to say, well, how many times does 12 go into 35? 12 goes into 35, not quite 3 times, so that would be 36, so 2. Now I'm going to take 2 times 12, gives me 24. And thinking back to those elementary middle school days, we're going to subtract, and I get 11. Okay, 11 is smaller than 12. I'm okay to move on to the next step. I need to bring down my 7, so I'm going to bring down my 7. 12 times what gets me close to 117? So let's see, 12 times 12 is 144. We know we're definitely smaller than that. Okay, looks like 12 goes into 117 9 times. So there's my 9. 9 times 12 is 108. I'm going to subtract that 108 from 117, and I should get 9. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring down this 3. We've got 90. Whoops. Talking and writing at the same time. We've got 93. Okay, how many times does 12 go into 93? Let's try 8. Let's see what 8 times 12 is. Should be 96. We're a little too big. So we're going to go with 7. So 12 times 7, that's 84. Subtract, and we should get 9. Okay, keep bringing things down until I've used them all up. I'm going to bring down that 2. Hey, 92, that's not bigger than 93. We can use that 7 again. 7 times 12 is going to be 84. Subtract, and we have 8 left over. Now when I scroll back up, I see that I don't have anything left to bring down. I brought down this 2 in the last step. So I could do a couple different things. I could continue and try to find a decimal. We know that we would prefer fractions, so I'm going to go with the fraction, and I'm going to say 8 over 12. And I'm going to simplify that. 8 over 12 simplifies to be 2/3. So 2,977 and 2/3. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try dividing some polynomials. Let's say I had m squared minus 7m minus 11 divided by m minus 8. So I've got a trinomial, 1, 2, 3 terms, divided by a binomial, 2 terms. I'm not going to write it that way. I'm going to write it out in long division again, just like we did with our long division of numbers. And I'm going to rewrite this as m squared minus 7m minus 11 divided by m minus 8. Okay, so slightly different process here of how I'm thinking these through. What I'm going to do is I'm only going to look at my first term of my number that I've got out front that I'm dividing by. So I'm going to look at that m, and I'm going to look at my first term here, and I'm going to say, well, m times what gives me m squared? Well, m times m gives me m squared, so I'm going to put an m up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this m, and I'm going to multiply it by my first term here. So I get m squared. And I'm going to take it times my second term. So this would give me minus 8m. So that's how I get how I perform my multiplication to get my number that I'm actually going to subtract, or my polynomial that I'm going to subtract. I have to multiply it by both those parts. Now, before I multiply, pretty important step here, I need to change the signs. So I'm going to change that one to negative, positive. Now that I've already changed the signs, I'm gonna add down. So m squared, negative m squared, that's 0m squared. I'm not going to write that separately. Negative 7m positive 8m, that gives me m. And I've got this minus 11 that I'm going to bring down. Okay, next step. I look and I say, just like I did before, well, I've got m out front. M times what gives me m? Well, that's easy. That's just 1. Positive 1. So I'm going to put in a plus 1. Okay, same process. Let's get these arrows out of the way here. We used those ones up already. And I'm going to say 1 times m. Well, that's m. And 1 times negative 8 is negative 8. Always, always, always change the signs. Looks like my m simplified to be 0, negative 11, positive 8, negative 3. Now that's my remainder. That part that's left over. I don't really have a decimal that I could even bring down if I wanted to when I'm long dividing polynomials. So what I'm going to do, since it's negative, I'm going to go minus 3, because that was my remainder, over the polynomial that I was dividing by, so m minus 8. And then we're